Hello everyone and welcome to Yoga with Julia. I'm Julia, here today with your beginner yoga flow. This is a short and sweet yoga practice for all levels, including absolute beginners. It is the perfect slow flow practice to calm your body and mind. So if you're ready, let's begin. We're going to begin this practice in the cross-legged seated position. We're sitting up nice and tall in our sit bones, feeling length from the crown of our head. Sitting up tall. We're going to begin tuning our attention into this present moment, focusing inwards on ourselves. We have the option to close our eyes here as we begin to tune our attention into our breath. Bringing our hands to heart center, we're going to work through our energy flows, moving at our own pace. As we inhale, we're going to bring our arms up with our palms pressed together, looking up to the sky. And as we exhale, we're bringing our hands back to heart center. Inhaling, we're opening up our arms, feeling an opening up of our chest, creating length here. And back to heart center. And we're flowing through this at our own pace. Connecting our movements into our breath. Inhaling as we open up. Exhaling, bringing our hands to heart center. Really reaching. Extending our arms. And we'll repeat this one or two more times. Okay, wonderful. Now we're going to interlace our hands, reaching our hands above our head. We're just going to stretch from side to side here, creating length in our side body. Releasing our arms, we're going to shake everything out and we're going to shift our legs around, meeting in the all fours position. And from here, we're making sure that we have equal weight distributed on our hands and our knees. We have a slight bend in our elbows. We're lifting up through our center. And we're moving into our cat-cow flow. So first, in our cat position, we're rounding through our spine, tucking under our tailbone and releasing our neck. Engaging our core, lifting up through our center. Now we're curving, arching into the cow position, maybe tucking under our toes here. Looking up towards maybe the front corner of the room. And contracting, we're rounding into our cat position. And we're just going to flow through this, moving slowly, working through every little part of our spine. Maybe contracting a bit more in the cat, really engaging our core, and then extending into the cow position with our toes maybe tucked under here. We'll work through a couple more. Warming up our body. Okay, and we'll meet back in the center, making sure that we have a nice flat back here. We're gonna next do our sunbird flow. So we're gonna lift up one of our legs with our foot flexed. Both of our hip bones are pointing down towards the mat, so we're not lifting up or twisting at all here. Our foot is flexed at a 90-degree angle. From here, we're contracting, pointing our toe, engaging our core as we reach our knee into our nose, engaging our core here and extending back to the flexed foot position with our knee bent, engaging our hamstring and glute, contracting. And we'll flow through this at our own pace. Couple more times. Okay, extending our leg, meeting both our legs back to the all fours. We're gonna lift up in our opposite leg, bending our knee at a 90-degree angle, flexing our foot, lifting up through our center. We hold here, and then we contract, pointing our toe, reaching our nose to our knee, and lifting back up. Engaging through our center. We just don't want to drop anything here. Contracting, reaching, and flowing at our own pace. And one or two more times. Okay, wonderful. We're meeting both our knees in the all fours. We're gonna maybe walk our knees out a bit more, and we're gonna relax our hips back into our child's pose. Just relaxing our forehead onto the mat, fully releasing our arms. And we're gonna shift our hips from side to side here. Maybe feeling a lengthening in the sides of our hips. Just opening up. And maybe just sitting in the center, releasing our lower back. Rolling up slowly through our spine, we bring our hands above our head, meeting our palms together in the hero position, meeting our hands back to heart center. Placing our hands on the mat, we meet in the all fours, tucking our toes under. We lift up our knees and hips into our first down dog, and we're gonna work through some foot pedals. We're gonna pedal through our feet, lifting up one heel, reaching the opposite heel down towards the mat, and switching. We also have the option to keep both knees bent here, really focusing on lengthening our spine, feeling the strength in our arms, the strength in our legs. We're working through the foot pedals. Really releasing our neck here. Feeling an opening up the backs of our legs, a stretch in our calf muscles. Okay, and we're meeting both heels down, bending our knees a bit more. We're gonna walk our feet to meet our hands, releasing in the forward fold, maybe tucking our fingers under, stretching out the back part of our wrists. Releasing our neck, maybe nodding, shaking our head from side to side, letting go of any tension that we're holding. Still keeping our knees bent here, if we'd like to. Maybe bending one knee at a time, stretching out the opposite leg. Switching. Bending both knees a bit more. We're opening up our arms. Swan dive up with a flat back. We're meeting in the front of our mat, bringing our hands back to heart center. Standing tall in the mountain pose, opening our arms out to the mountain. Lifting up through our center. We have a slight bend in our knees. We're opening up our chest here. Reaching our hands above our head, we meet our palms together, looking up to the sky. We find a slight arch back. Bending through our knees, we swan dive forward with a flat back. Looking up halfway, we place our hands above our knees, coming up with a flat back. Bending our knees, we release forward in the forward fold. Stepping back, one foot and then the other foot. We meet in the plank. Maybe shifting forward and back. Feeling the engagement of our core, the strength in our arms holding us up. Stretching out our calf muscles. We also have the option to keep our knees lowered here. Now we're going to lower our knees, untucking our toes. We're going to lower down with control, hugging our elbows into our sides, lowering all the way down to our belly, and lifting up, either into the cobra or into the baby cobra. So I'll demonstrate the baby cobra first. We're going to place one forearm and the other forearm out in front of us. We're lifting up through our center, dropping our shoulders down, opening up our chest. We also have the option to push back into our full cobra. Lowering down. We place our hands underneath our shoulders, shifting back into the child's pose. Releasing here. Shifting into the all fours, we tuck our toes under, lifting up into the down dog. Finding our flat back here. Bending our knees, if we'd like to maintain our flat back, or straightening them out, or reaching our heels down towards the mat. Bending our knees, we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands, keeping our knees bent as much as we'd like to. Looking up halfway with a flat back. Lowering down. Bending our knees, we swan dive up, meeting our hands together above our head, and then hands back to heart center, and open up to the mountain. And we'll repeat this sun salutation one more time. Inhaling, we reach our arms above our head, meeting our palms together, looking up to the sky, opening our chest up to the sky. Bending our knees, we open our arms, swan dive forward with a flat back. Looking up halfway, we place our hands above our knees, releasing down in the forward fold. Stepping back, one foot and then the other foot to the plank. Holding here with the option to lower our knees down. We're still really engaging our core here, creating strength in our center. Holding here, and then lowering our knees down, untucking our toes. We're going to lower ourselves down slowly to our belly, hugging our elbows into our ribs, lowering down and pushing back into the cobra or into the baby cobra, whatever is within our practice today. Dropping our shoulders down, lifting up through our center. Lowering down slowly with control, we place our hands underneath our shoulders, pushing ourselves through the all fours, back to the child's pose. Releasing here. Coming back to the all fours, we tuck under our toes, lifting up our knees, lifting our hips up, back to the down dog. Bending our knees, we're going to walk our feet to meet our hands. Looking up halfway with a flat back and releasing back forward. Bending our knees, we swan dive up with a flat back, meeting our hands together above our head, and then back to heart center. Standing tall in the mountain pose, we reach our hands above our head. Bending our knees, we swan dive forward, and we're going to find a seated position on our mat. We're going to roll down slowly through our spine with control, engaging our core. Nice and slow, Releasing our hands beside us in the mat, we can scoot our feet in a bit more, our heels a bit more into our hips. And we're going to work through our bridge flows. So we're going to tuck under our hips, rolling up slowly, lifting our hips up in the bridge position, holding at the top, maybe lifting up another inch, engaging our core, and exhaling, we're going to lower our hips down, rolling through our spine, working nice and slow. We're just going to flow through these at our own pace, working through some bridges, lifting up, holding at the top, maybe feeling a sensation of our heels scooting in back towards us, but you can feel more of an engagement in our hamstrings. Lifting up another inch and lowering. Rolling up. Lifting up and lowering our hips down with control. And on the next one, we're going to roll up, and we now have the option to tuck one shoulder and the other shoulder in, interlacing our hands behind our back, holding at the top of our bridge with an option to lift one heel and then the other heel up, lifting our hips, lowering the heels down, releasing the grasp, releasing our shoulders. We're going to roll down slowly with control. We can just rock our knees from side to side, releasing our lower back. Letting go of any tension that we're holding. Just releasing into our mat. We're going to cross one foot over our opposite knee, interlacing our hands behind our leg, or just holding our knee. We're coming into our hip opener stretch. Maybe shifting our legs from side to side. For a modification, we can also just keep our foot planted on the ground and still feeling an opening up of our hip. Or just holding in the center. Really breathing into this stretch. Maybe letting our eyes relax closed here. Reaching both legs up to the sky, we're going to cross over our opposite leg into our hip opener stretch, interlacing our hands behind our thigh and feeling an opening up of our hip. Maybe rocking our legs from side to side. Or just holding in the center. Letting ourselves fully relax into this stretch. Maybe hugging in just a bit more, and then releasing, reaching both legs up to the sky, bending one knee and then the other knee, and then just moving our knees from side to side. One last time. And we're just gonna finish this practice by hugging our knees into our chest, hugging them in, and finding some gentle circles with our knees, or holding our thighs wherever is comfortable for us. Releasing our lower back, circling our knees in one direction, and then reversing the circles. we're going to hug everything into our chest. Lifting our forehead up to our knees, releasing back down. We're going to rocking up to our cross-legged seated position, meeting back in the center of our mat. We open up our arms, meeting our palms together above our head and hands back to heart center. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. I hope everyone has a beautiful rest of your day.